So your kid wants to ride a bike, or maybe you want your kid to ride a bike. Either way, you're here and you're probably thinking about stabilizers. That's how you learn, remember? But don't, all right? Absolutely not. Let me back up a little bit, all right? I'm a cycling coach. I work with kids, from young kids all the way through to teenagers and then on to seniors. And the thing I see over and over again, the pattern is this. The kids who do well long term, they weren't rushed. Nobody pushed them onto pedals before they were ready. Nobody corrected the fun out of them. So what I want to do in this video is walk you through how to actually get your kid riding properly in a way that builds confidence. Not just a kid who can pedal to the end of the road without falling off, but a kid who moves well, who feels good on the bike and who wants to keep doing it. I'll give some rough ages as well as we go, but every kid is different. Some will fly through a stage in weeks, some will take months. Both are fine. Readiness matters more than age, because that second bit is the part most people forget about, especially parents. Right, let's go. Get a balance bike. I know you've heard this before. Cycling coach says to buy a cycling thing. But honestly, the research on this is solid. Between about ages 2 and 4, kids are still figuring out how to coordinate their limbs, how to adjust their body when the ground changes, how to respond to what's happening around them. All of that takes conscious effort at this stage. It's hard work for a small brain. So a balance bike strips it back. No pedals, no gears, no chain, just sit, push, glide, steer. The only job is balance, and that's the thing that actually matters. Now, here's what I love about this stage. You don't need to teach them anything. Put some cones out in the garden or draw a chalk line, set up a little obstacle course with cushions, then get out of the way. Let them figure it out. Trial, error, repeat. Movement, not through instruction, but through doing and learning. What you're watching for is a kind of natural progression. First, they'll walk the bike. They look stiff and it's awkward, both feet on the ground. But then they start to scoot. Then one day the feet will come up and they'll glide for a second, 2 seconds. Then they're steering around corners. Then they're weaving through cones. And at some point you look up from your coffee and they're smashing it down and doing a world championships of balance bikes, whatever it is. That's the goal. Independent, confident movement with absolutely no rush. Okay, so they can glide, they can steer, they're getting away from you faster than you can keep up. They're confident. Most kids hit this age around 3 to 5. Now we add pedals, and this is where I need to manage your expectations, because this bit looks terrible. They're scoot, then pedal, then scoot again. Sometimes mid-ride, they just stop pedaling and coast with their feet dangling like they've forgotten the whole concept. That's not going backwards. That's their brain consolidating the new skill alongside the old one. It is completely normal. There's 3 things that matter here, okay? Starting under their own power, pedaling in a straight line, and stopping with the brakes, not the feet. Brakes, both hands, get that habit in now because it will be hard to get in later. All right, trust me. Keep it simple. Create small loops, gentle corners, cones to ride around, maybe a game. Slow races are brilliant. Who can ride the slowest without putting a foot down? Kids absolutely love this one, and it builds balance and bike control without them even realizing it. And the biggest mistake parents make at this stage, they overcoach. I see it all the time. Straighten up, look where you're going, pedal, pedal, pedal. Just don't. Create the space, set a challenge, then step back and sip on your tea. They will get there. This is where it gets fun. Once they can pedal, with some control, usually around ages 4 to 6, get them off the flat. Pump tracks are incredible for this. If there's one near you, use it. Perhaps a skate park when it's quiet. If not, gentle slopes work. Grass, gravel, anything where the surface changes underneath them, because now something interesting starts happening. They're learning to stand on the pedals, to shift their weight, to feel how the body position affects what the bike does. This is the relationship between body and bike starting to form, and it's something a lot of adult cyclists never properly developed because nobody gave them the experience when they were small. They'll alternate between sitting and standing. They'll misjudge the timing over a roller. They'll lose balance on a bump. Good. That's learning. That's the bit that matters. Now, here's something that might surprise you. Some of the best development at this stage happens off the bike entirely. We're talking bear crawls, frog jumps, balancing on one leg, hopping games, reaction games when you shout a colour and they have to run to the right cone. All of that stuff, the coordination, the strength, the spatial awareness, it feeds directly into what's happening on the bike. The 2 things build each other. So if your kid is doing gymnastics or football or swimming or just messing about in the park, climbing on things, that's bike development too, even if it doesn't look like it. Now, this is where most people go wrong. The kid can ride, they're 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever it is, job done. Let's just keep doing the same thing. No, the best thing you can do for a young rider is variety. Different surfaces, different bikes, different challenges, different environments completely. Take them on a trail, take them mountain biking, let them ride down a sketchy hill, find a BMX track. If there's a velodrome near you that runs youth sessions, try it. Each one of these teaches them something different, and that breadth is what keeps them engaged and keeps them developing. Trails build the decision making. Your kid has to read the ground, pick a line, manage their brakes on a descent. That's problem solving on wheels. It's brilliant. BMX builds rhythm and timing and explosive movement, berms, rollers, start gates, and it rewards creativity in a way that nothing else does. Kids who ride BMX develop a feel for the bike that transfers everywhere. And on the road, group riding teaches that spatial awareness, riding near other kids, holding a line, looking ahead, not down, communicating. These aren't just bike skills, they're life skills. Track will build that leg speed and composure and an understanding of effort. Fixed gear, no brakes, it sounds terrifying, but kids adapt fast and it teaches them to be smooth, to be deliberate. Now, you don't need to do all of these, but the more types of cycling your kid experiences, the more capable they become, not just on the bike, but as a mover and as a human. At some point, usually from around 8, 9, 10, if they keep riding, your kid will find what they love. Maybe that's road, maybe mountain bike, maybe BMX, maybe all of them, maybe cyclocross, none of them, and maybe they just want to ride their bikes to school. All of those are good outcomes because the goal was never to produce a bike racer at age 10. It was to build a kid who moves well, who feels confident on the bike and has a positive relationship with being active. If competition comes later, fine, but it should come from the kid, from their enjoyment, from their curiosity, not from a parent who spotted potential at age 6 and gave them a Training Peaks account. The research on early specialization is about as clear as it gets. Kids who narrow too soon burn out more, get injured more, quit more. The ones who stick around, they have a broad base, lots of experience, and they're allowed to develop at their own pace. Right, so if your kid is currently wobbling around on a balance bike, falling off, getting back on, maybe having a little cry, doing that thing where they scoot with one foot and drag the other behind them, that's part of the process. You don't need to fast track them. You don't need to compare them to the kids next door who pedaled at age 2. You just need to give them space, give them variety, and let them figure it out. Build that mover first, and the cyclist follows. Saddle up and have fun with it, you know? Learning to ride a bike is one of the best things you can do. All right, bye-bye.